Hey guys, it's Tiffany Harelik, and I'm here to give you the astrology forecast. Let's see, for March 11th through 17th. So for us, that is spring break time, and it culminates in St. Patrick's Day. So for everybody that's celebrating a fun week of spring, that's awesome. So this week, I want to call your attention to three main points in the astrology. Venus is going to move into Pisces. And so, if you think about Venus being that goddess of love and money and the divine feminine, and then Pisces being this beautiful, soft pink cloud, this wonderful place to fall into, Venus will be in Pisces March 11th through April 5th. And so it helps us enjoy this lavish side of life, this Mother Mary, this Mary Magdalene, this Lakshmi, this, like, if you think of all of the feminine aspects of the goddess, right? That's Venus and Pisces time. So getting in touch with your divine feminine or rebalancing some yin that's going on in your world, some yin energy, some rose oil facials, some yin yoga, things like this, right? Really pamper that divine feminine side of yourself. The second thing I want to call your attention to is that on March 16th, we're going to have a first quarter moon at 27 degrees of Gemini. First quarter moon's a turning point. So something that kicked off on June 18th of 2023 is like the wrench kind of turns up a notch here on March 16th. Is that correct? Yeah, 16th. And we want to, no, yeah, 16th. Sorry, it depends on what time zone you're in. So 17th for some of you. But we want to kind of look at what was happening in June of 2023 and see where we want to turn the wrench a little bit and kick something into gear. Then later, December of 2024, we'll observe more about this trend right now. And then September of 2025, we'll get closure and completion with this first quarter moon in Gemini, something that started June 18th of 2023. We're getting more information about now, will culminate September of 2025. So first quarter moon is a yang phase. It's time to do something. It's not time to sit there and think and pontificate and wonder if it's the right time and feel all of the feelings about it. It's time to put one step in front of the other and do faith in action, right? And the Sabian symbol with this first quarter moon is society granting bankruptcy. A person leaves the court with mixed feelings. All right. So world events could get a little spicy around this time. You know, there's been lots of financial predictions with Uranus and Taurus. Of course, we're getting closer to that Jupiter-Uranus conjunction later in April this year, some of the biggest astrology of the year. So I don't know, could be a little spicy, dicey, interesting in the media this week for sure. Um, on St. Patrick's Day, Neptune will be Cazimi, or in the heart of the sun. And so a lot of people are going through this spiritual renewal process, a lot of metaphors, a lot of synchronicities, enjoying getting lost, enjoying some escapism, enjoying taking some time out, time away, that your soul needs that rest, that you are going through an evolutionary process. It can be a really auspicious time to be sacred and holy within yourself. So, you know, um, it's a beautiful time here on March 17th. Just as a heads up, Mercury will enter shadow on March 18th and will be retrograde April 1st through 25th. April's going to be a wild ride. So buckle up, Buttercup. But right now, we're kind of in this little sweet spot, this little zone of rest and yin and goddess this week. Those are the three main points, right? We've got Venus moving into Pisces. We've got a first quarter moon in Gemini. We've got Neptune, Cazimi, the sun. One other thing I'll point out is that Tuesday the 12th, the moon is void, of course, most of the day. Probably a more tired day, probably less energy, probably not the best day to like schedule everything to all of, your whole schedule does not need to be full on Tuesday. It's a nap day. All right. I love you guys. I hope you have a great week. Let me know how it goes in the comments. Namaste.